Hey there! In this video, we're going to cover cold storage. And cold storage sounds exactly like what it is. It is a big like storage crate filled with ice. So, not a terribly clever name, but a pretty cool area in this game. So, the first person we're going to battle here is a youngster who has a whirlipede, and he poisons my sandile. And I think I said this in a previous video, but poison really isn't what it used to be because poison used to like wreak havoc on your Pokemon as soon as you got outside of the battle, and you pretty much had to go straight to a Pokemon Center as soon as possible, or else they would get knocked out. Whereas nowadays, eventually, your Pokemon becomes unpoisoned. So that's really lame in my opinion, but anyway. After this Whirlipede, this youngster has a Karrablast. And Karrablast is one of the cooler additions to the Pokemon line because it, along with Shelmet, kind of coincide alongside each other. That didn't really make any sense. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is if you trade a Karrablast and a Shelmet, they both evolve into new Pokemon, and that's the only way you can evolve them. Karrablast evolves into Escavalier, and Shelmet evolves into Excelgor. So that's kind of cool that you have to specifically trade a Pokemon with another Pokemon for them to evolve. And by the way they look, they kind of evolve into the opposite form. Like Escavalier, the evolution of Karrablast, looks a lot more like Shelmet. Although Excelgor, the evolution of Shelmet, doesn't really look like Karrablast, so I don't know. But anyway, I like the fact that they're still introducing new ways for things to evolve. And this Pokemon Joltik is probably like the cutest Pokemon of this generation. It is a bug and electric type. So that's a pretty badass combination because I think it's like the only bug and electric type to exist. So, and it evolves into Galvantula, which has really good speed and kind of okay special attack. So, it's actually a pretty good Pokemon though, because considering it's an electric type, they have a lot of good special type attacks at the ready, such as, Thunderbolt, Thunder, etc., etc. So, it's a pretty good Pokemon. And now we are going to... The next person we're going to battle is off to the east. And first we're going to pick up that PP up in the trash can. And that's like one of the few items you actually find in trash cans, because like 99% of trash cans just say, this thing's empty. Which kind of sucks. But it kind of brings me back to the Vermilion City Gym back in Red and Blue, when you had to check the trash cans to actually get through the gym. But now we're going to fight this dude, and he has a Pansage and a Timber, so nothing that we haven't seen yet. It should be a really easy battle, but let's see, what can I talk about while this is going on? I don't know. How about seasons? Something in Black and White that was introduced that's kind of cool and is along the same lines of like time that was introduced in Gold and Silver is seasons, which they're kind of cool because of the fact that in certain areas of Black and White, specifically like Icarus City and kind of Mistralton City and Route 7, but mainly, Twist Mountain, Icarus City, and Route 8, all of those areas are greatly affected by the seasons. And right outside here, before I forget, there's a Hyper Potion. Not a Hyper Potion, a Heart Scale. I'm a moron. Anyway. So Yeah, point being, getting back to the seasons, it's kind of cool that they I'm losing my train of thought, but I'm not redoing this video. I'm gonna fucking push through it. Anyway, the thing about seasons is in those areas that I mentioned, Twist Mountain, Icarus City, and Route 8, all of the water that's there, it like freezes over. So it's kind of cool because some items are, especially in like the Moor of Icarus, which is kind of part of Route 8. In the Moor of Icarus, it's kind of it's kind of cool considering it blocks some items and some trainers in winter, so you can only do them in non-winter months. And kind of the same thing with Twist Mountain, because you can only get to certain areas in Twist Mountain during the winter. But at the same time, it's kind of odd, especially from like a game design perspective, because you're kind of disallowing certain people to have a certain experience, or better said, some people will play through the game and have this set experience, and other people will play through the game and have a completely different experience because they won't be able to find this item and they won't be able to battle this trainer. Although, yeah, granted, I think throughout the entire game there's, I think, one trainer, one parasol lady in the Moor of Icarus that you can't battle unless it's not winter, unless it's spring, autumn, or summer. So it's not really that big of a deal, but at the same time, it's just kind of odd that they would do that, to be honest. So, I don't know. I often think about designing video games, and when I'm playing through video games, I think of, why game designers chose, certain ways to do things, and it's just kind of odd that they decided to make certain areas more difficult to get to, because I think a lot of people think that Moor of Icarus is completely inaccessible during the winter, but in reality you can get to it. It's just kind of difficult. Although once you know how to do it, it's really easy. And actually I have a video of it, so if anybody's watching this video trying to find that for some reason, you can check that out. But yeah, it's just kind of odd that they decided to do that. And we are almost at the end of Cold Storage. But I think this is the last worker that we're going to face. He has 2 Timbers and a Vanillite. And I guess actually Vanillite's another Pokemon I should cover, because this is the first time you can actually find a Vanillite. Although technically out, in the outside area of Cold Storage, that's where you can find them in the wild. But this is the first area where you can fight them, against actual trainers. So its weakness is fighting, so my Gurgler takes them out really easily. And the final form of Vanillite, Vanillux, has really good special attack. And it kind of has above average of every other attack other than HP. But I don't know. I don't really like Vanillux that much for battling, just because of the fact that it only has 1 resistance, which is ice, and it has 4 weaknesses. So it's kind of difficult to make an argument to use it. But anyway, back to the gameplay. We now find one of the Team Plasma Sages, and now you have to battle through... Oh, excuse me. You have to battle through all 4 of these people over to the right in order to get to him. And after we defeat all these Plasma Grunts, I think Clay kind of barges in and more or less arrests him and takes him off to the Driftville City Gym, and that's where we're going to have to go next. So, and then that item ball that is behind all of them, once they leave, we can pick that up, and that just has Nevermelt Ice, which is the type boosting item for ice moves. So it just increases ice moves by 20%. So it's a pretty much no-brainer item to use, unless you have some specific strategy in mind for whatever ice Pokemon you're using. But if you have like a heavy attacker, like a sweeper or something like that, it never hurts to get a 20% damage increase. But so that is number 2 of 4. This, although maybe number 3. But now we're gonna go fight some more people after I talk to the person on the left. Now we're fighting this person, who I believe has a Sandile and a Watchog. Yep. So this Watchog, nothing we haven't seen before. This Girder's going to take it out pretty damn easily. Although I think I'm probably out of my fighting moves. So. Damn, Super Fang is a pretty badass move. Oh snap. I ended up taking that Watchog out with 4 HP though. So, now we have Scraggy. Oh, it looks like I'm facing these people in a different order than I did for my written walkthrough. So, they don't have Sandile Watchog. This person has Watchog Scraggy. And if I was paying more attention, I'd probably know that. But, anyway. So I think that's all of them. Maybe not, though. Yep, there we go. So now some workers come in with Clay, and they escort all of the Team Plasma members and the Team Plasma Sage off, which is kind of good for them anyway, because they were all freezing. Considering this is like the worst fucking place ever to hide. But anyway, Clay thanks you, and then I'm pretty sure he invites you to his gym to fight him. And then Cheren talks before leaving, and then that leaves us with the opportunity to go pick up that Nevermelt Ice. And then after this, all you have to do is walk to the north of this crate and around the stairs and up through the top, and it lets you go straight back to the main area of this big cold storage crate thing. So now that that's all said and done, we can go battle who is it? Clay in the Driftvale City Gym, which is in the northeast corner of the city. So after healing up my Pokemon real quick, I'm gonna head over there, and I will see you in the next video then.